Alright, guys, today we are doing something very, very important. We are with Alfonso Quadra with his Youth Foundation, where he's teaching young kids from 12 to 17 years old entrepreneurship. And honestly, this really warms up my heart because you know how much I love entrepreneurship and I love teaching people entrepreneurship or just sharing my knowledge about entrepreneurship. And today's extra special because we're actually going to have the opportunity to go up there and talk to these kids and inspire them and share our stories and, also share it with you guys. So, yeah, it's very grateful to be here. It's amazing how these kids show up. There's kids here actually younger than 12. And this is something I wish I had when I was younger.
Hey, can I get your attention, please? Okay. I want to introduce to you guys some entrepreneurs, some young entrepreneurs here. Give a big round of applause for David and John.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go up on stage. Hey! How's everybody doing? All right. I like the fact that you guys are here. It's Friday. You guys don't have school, but here you guys are dedicated and committed to this program, and it really warms my heart because I myself love entrepreneurship. Now, growing up, I didn't think I was gonna be an entrepreneur. I didn't even know what entrepreneurship was. Growing up, I had a dream. My dream was I wanted to become a baseball player. When you're a kid, people ask you, what do you want to become when you grow up? People say astronaut, police, firefighter. I wanted to become a baseball player. And so I took that route. I played baseball for about 12 years of my life. I committed. I showed up to practice. I, competed, traveled to the States, but that wasn't my path. I'm not an MLB player, but I found a path that was meant for me. And so, but the thing is, there was a big problem. I wanted to become a baseball player and I didn't become one. And so now I didn't really have a goal in life. Now I was just another kid in school, not really knowing what I wanted to do. And, I was a teenager, so I had odd jobs. I was working at Tim Hortons, I was working at Lowe's. And so, but I knew that this wasn't for me. So, funny enough, when the whole world shut down during COVID, I opened mine up. So, when the whole world shut down, people thought it was just gonna be, for a few days, a few weeks, but then it turned into months. But in the moment, I was like, this is awesome. I'm just playing video games till 4 a.m. with my friends. But for me, my type of personality is that I don't like being stagnant. Video games got boring. And so I told myself, at that time I was working and then my work told me, hey, just go home. We'll give you 70% of your salary. You'll come back probably next week. But that process took over 4 months and I was still at home, just playing video games, making money, right? So I was technically making money while playing video games. That's the life. But for me, I was like, I don't like this. So I decided that I wanted to do something different. So that's when I got my first taste of entrepreneurship, starting a business. Anybody here heard of dropshipping? Anybody? Yes. Perfect. So there's one thing I know about business is that if you want to start a business, you have to solve a problem. And during COVID time, people were running out of toilet paper. People were freaking out about not having masks. So I figured, hey, why don't I just sell masks online, right? And so that's exactly what I did. It worked out for about 2 days until Facebook shut down my business because you're not authorized to sell masks. You're not a medical business and whatnot. And so I was like, this really sucks. But then I was like, but I really like this. I really like this. So I decided to look for other products. And so I did that for some time, but then eventually one thing about business, even if you like what you're doing, if you're not profitable, stop it. If you're not making any money, it's really tough. At that time I don't know if you guys are aware of Facebook ads, but Facebook ads, it costs a lot of money because you could have the best business in the world, but if nobody knows about it, you're gonna make exactly $0. All right. So when you're running an e-commerce business, you got to get in front of a lot of people. And so at that time, I had a job, so I was putting $150 a day, $150 a day on Facebook ads. And so I was like, I saw my bank like just, decreasing day by day. And I was like, you know what? Drop shipping really isn't for me. I'm not profitable, but I love marketing. I love creating these videos. I love coming up with new ideas on how to present these products, on how to sell it to people. And so one thing about, entrepreneurship is that it teaches you skill sets. It teaches you new skill sets that allows you to make a pivot and carry that thing over. And so I decided, I don't like, I'm not making any money drop shipping, but I like marketing. And so then that's when I thought to myself, why don't I just offer this service to other drop shippers? There are other drop shippers out there who are really bad at marketing. They don't know how to take a proper photo. They don't know how to make a proper video. And so I pivoted. And the one thing about building a business is that you have to hire people smarter than you. There's multiple different pillars in a business, right? For marketing, you need a videographer, you need an editor, you need all these people. So when I first started my marketing agency, I was doing everything. I was filming, I was editing, right? But then I was like, oh, this is taking too much of my time. How many of you guys have tried editing a video? It takes a lot, right? Sometimes you're gonna edit a 30-second video and it'll take you 2 hours, right? So for me, it wasn't a good trade-off. And so I decided that I wanted to hire someone else to do it. So I went in Kijiji and I found this guy and he was like, I'll do it for 20 bucks. I was like, perfect. So I was like, all right, I got this guy to edit this video. And he sent it to me and I looked at it and I was like, ooh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm not proud of sending this to my client. And so I ended up redoing the whole video and I was like, oh, I gave this guy $20 and now I'm delivering this video 2 days later than I had initially promised. And so it got me thinking, I was like, how can I fix this process? And when you're starting a business, you want to keep all the money to yourself. But then I've come to realize that, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I have a YouTube Academy certificate. But then they told me that you really got to hire good talent. And so when I hired talent, I was then able to, pay someone $45 to edit a video, but that video was way better than what I could ever done, right? So I was actually proud of it. And so when I delivered that video, the client was super happy and it actually built my brand, right? Because now I'm hiring people that are way, way better than me. But all that to say is that entrepreneurship is a journey. It's a long journey. A lot of people will sell you the lifestyle. A lot of people will sell you, the end success. But one thing you got to realize is that you really got to enjoy the journey. And, sometimes you may not feel like you're becoming successful in the moment, but if you work hard enough, eventually you as an entrepreneur will become the asset, right? A lot of the times you're gonna find that any room you walk into, you're gonna be valuable because you have developed skills that people can always use. So now I found myself working with Alfonso. He's showing me around Canada and now I'm in front of you guys. So, even though I didn't become a baseball player, I think this is a much better, situation for me. So.
All right, everyone. Entrepreneur on three, okay? 1, 2, 3. Entrepreneur! Beautiful. One more. Entrepreneur on 3. 1, 2. Entrepreneur! I don't know. My bad. Okay, one more. Entrepreneur on 3. 1, 2, 3. Entrepreneur! Beautiful.